Hello, this is Robert Goodman, RG, for Positive Strokes 2. And if you've seen my first one, which is 20 minutes, and my second one, about 8, 9 minutes, if you feel like you want to keep on watching me, would you please subscribe to Positive Strokes? Surely appreciate it. We're going to be talking about some good information. We're going to have some guest speakers. So we're going to have people that's going to tell us about how we can help ourselves in the housing situation in Arizona, where there's no cap on rent, where people are paying all this high rent, and some people can't even pay the rent. So they're renting rooms from people because they can't afford the apartments. Because they done jacked the apartments up to anywhere from $100 to $500. There's no cap. They can do whatever they want. Stripping the poor person, the hard-working person, of a good life. It's sad. I'm outraged. Aren't you? Think about it. People are barely just keeping their head above water and keeping food because they're giving everything they have to where they live. That's sad. What person would jack it up so high to make people suffer in that way if only their only issue was about money and not about people? Yeah, they lost money, but they still eating steak. They still riding in their fancy cars. The only thing that happens is they getting less zeros. And they can't deal with that. They're getting upset. So now they want everybody else to pay for the pandemic, but people been able not to pay their rent. It's sad. It's sad. Where's the compassion? Where's the love for your human fellow? You know, there's a saying that says, money is the root of all evil. and if you are like me, you know where that came from. Yes, indeed. Is money that important to have that you're willing to destroy and break people so your pockets can be fat? Are you going to just stand there and stand by and just let these people do this to you? You fight about everything else. Why can't you fight for something that's right? That's sad. That's very sad. We're going to have a person on the next show that's been in property management for over 20 years. She's ran properties. She's teached people how to run properties. She's good at what she does. She has a whole lot of information that you can use. Yeah, that's positive strokes. We're going to be giving information that people can use in their daily lives or to make their life better. See, positive strokes is standing up for yourself and say, I'm not going to lay down and let you just walk all over me. That's a positive stroke. I'm going to do everything in my power to do the right thing for you not to walk over me. That should be your attitude. But what they want you to do, I'll get you a third job and make that money and give it to them. That's how you handle their problem. That's the way they look at it. But in positive strokes, it's coming to a mutual understanding that what's good for you and good for them. That there should be a cap. A lot of states have caps on rent. Why is Arizona so different? Why are you allowing Arizona to treat you that way? Why? Because ain't nobody doing nothing about it. Wow. See, if we look at history, let's give an example here. 10 years ago, just 10 years ago, you would have never known where you could walk in to a dispensary, buy some quality weed, walk out and get in your car, and be legal. 10 years ago, you had to go to the spot, or you had to make a phone call to get what you wanted. And then that was a question. Because you never knew if you was going to get something good or something bad. Because the dealer would tell you anything. Some had standards and some didn't. Then you had to worry about getting it home when not getting caught. Police may pull you over. But today it's legal. I see young people, old people, different nationalities going into the dispensary. Especially a lot of old people. Something to think about. That change took place when people worked for that change. It took time. It took a long time, but it changed. They worked on it and got it done. So if that could be done, why can't the rent situation be done also? All you have to do is get people involved. We have social media. If we, as a people, working people that work hard, fight for our rights, we'll get some of them. We may not get all of them, but we'll get some of them. Question. If someone was willing to harm your family, wouldn't you be ready to go to war? Wouldn't you protect your family? Well, man, there's a war against the working person. Aren't you ready to fight? Stand up for your rights? It may not be better today, but it might be better tomorrow. Change don't come out overnight. It takes work, effort, and dedication. To climb up the corporate ladder, it takes work, dedication, long hours, and to be fearless. To let nobody get in your way. With that being said, that's the same attitude we need to have on staying afloat. It's the same attitude we have to have when we got things against us. We're supposed to be fearless. Not with your fist, but with your brain. There's a saying, the pen is mightier than the sword. And it's so true. But what's even more powerful is the gift that we have as social media, that we can contact millions and millions of people about an issue. And people will come together and work on that issue. It ain't like back about 30 years ago, where the only way to get around is by media. And they would kind of sew that up until it was breaking news. People wanted to see it, and they would show it. I'll say all this to say that we're living in a time where it's not time to lie down and to cry, why me? This is not the time for that. This is not the time to leave your family hanging. This is not the time to leave your children hanging. This is not the time to leave your wife hanging. This is not the time to leave your man hanging. This is not the time to leave your husband hanging. This is a time where we need to come together. And as a family, we need to keep strengthening our bond, strengthen our connection, revitalize our relationship, revitalize our sex life with our partner, revitalize our work ethic, revitalize ourselves. We're in a new world. The old world is gone. It's time for you to open your eyes and smell the coffee and get busy. There's so many doors open now. But here's the thing. If you do the next right thing with your situation, you can't help but grow. If you do the next right thing with your family, they will come close and the love will be stronger. If you do the next right thing with your wife or your girlfriend and let her know that she's loved and she's cared for, shoot, she won't worry about you getting in your car driving off and be gone 3-4 hours. Because she know that she know that you belong to her. And that's what you want. Last but not least, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to make it end of this, is that we got some new drugs out there that's killing people, that's frying their brain. The dope game has gotten cheap, and it's killing our people. We have more young people that are homeless than we ever had in our entire existence. This is not a good time. This is not a good time. Protect your children. Safeguard the social media with your children. It's very important that you do so. Because in the blinking of an eye, you could lose your child to prostitution, slavery, white slavery, or just a random rape and kidnapping. This is not a joke. This is real. It's happening every day. Monitoring your kids on social media. It takes but a conversation to get a child's attention. And if they like what they hear, they ain't gonna tell their parents, and they're gonna slide wherever they're gonna meet, and anything can happen. Anything. We living in serious times. Don't keep all your focus on the job and the money and everything. Better pay close attention to what's going on around you. You could lose one of your family members, one of your children. The sad thing is that there's young women out there that are using social media to have a dating service. I've seen them pick them up at gas stations. Girls 17 and 18 years old jumping in different cars. They come in like a rat pack, all together in the car. Each one get out and get into a different vehicle, and the vehicle drives off. Yes. You'll never know it. You're a parent. You think your child's going to school. Pay attention to your children. They go somewhere and they cannot come back. Or something else can happen to them that they don't even want happening. But they think they got it under control. They think they got it good down pat. We live in a society that there are no holes, there's no rules when it comes to breaking the law. People will do anything and everything to get what they want and not get caught. And try to eliminate anybody that will help them get caught. So pay attention to your children. Pay attention to what they see on their phones. Monitor it. Oh, I know you gotta work and it's just too much effort. I got so much I gotta do. I gotta come home, I gotta cook, I gotta clean. Me and my husband is working and we're doing all this and we're just trying to keep above. Well, here's a thought. If that's so important, how would you feel if you come home and your child's not there? And you can't find them. Because they got involved in some stuff that you knew nothing about. And you don't know nothing about. You just think somebody just randomly picked them up. So how is it that the police department can find your child when they got nothing to go on? Something to think about. If they can trace their phone and their actions, there may be a good chance that they may. But that's 50-50. I know a lot about law enforcement. I know a lot about what they do, how they do it. I know what they can do and who they got to contact to get information or to use certain things to get information. Everything's a process. The first 48 hours is the most crucial time for a person when they're being missing. After 48 hours, it's a towing cost. If they don't have no reputable information to track that person down within 48 hours, your chances are very slim. This is the world we live in. By separating yourself from this world that we live in, it's not going to make it no better. By buying a piece of land out where there's no places at so you can feel safe and everything and quiet, it doesn't make it any better. Running from the problem and not being a part of the solution is not going to help.